Well, good morning, interwebers. How's everybody doing? I'm trucking along and living the dream, you know, rocking in the free world, all that good stuff. What I've been up to? Not a lot, mate. Just more of the same, trucking hard out, doing a lot of extra hours, and this has really chopped into my home time and leisure time, which means I'm not getting as much of a chance to put vlogs together as regularly as I used to do. But that's okay, you know. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing to do, really, eh? Like you actually give a shit. Anyway, I was in truck and trailers the other day waiting for my Argosy to get a service, and the second in charge, a guy named Richard, came along. He gave me that hat, and he gave me 3 others for the other guys in the fleet. So big shout out to the Freightliner dealership, the Mercedes dealership up in Auckland there, truck and trailers. Richard, appreciate it, mate. And all the other guys that got a hat and a beanie, well, they were grateful too. So thank you very much, sir, appreciate it. But here we go, trucking on. I got a big old full load on board. We're rocking our way up to Auckland. Mate, it's Sunday, the roads are deserted. There's been some pretty wicked rains recently, so she's pretty greasy, and apparently I'm heading into quite a storm. But you know, for now it's just a beautiful Sunday morning, living the dream. Life is good. I just get blown away by just how beautiful this country is. And you know, a lot of trucking for me is just the privilege to be able to travel through this place and experience it and see it in all its different glories, mate. It's just magic. In fact, that's probably one of the best things about trucking. Such a lucky guy to have, such a cool job. And look, this is where I'm hanging out today. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but she's a pretty nice old girl, this one. I just love these big old Argosies. Hey K-Whopper, how you doing? One of the weird things I've found with this new job of mine, you know, the job's great. I love the job. There's nothing wrong with the job. What I really meant to say was where I'm living. This is I've lived inland before. When I was in the military, I was in Waihuru, and everyone knows that's like pretty much smack bang in the middle of the island. But you know, this is a long time for me to live without being near the sea. And although I'm not a beach kind of guy, you know, like I'm not into the Takapuna white sand beach ball bikini kind of fucking yuppie beach scene, you know, I'm not into that scene. I do like the west coast beaches with their black sand and driftwood and rocks and surf and wind and gulls, and you know, riding the old motorbike down the beach, and you know, the old beach buggies, or not really beach buggies, but old cars getting thrashed around by the young fellas, and the old bonfires. And yeah, it's a different kind of beach scene, and it's a different kind of coast life, and I really miss that. You know, I miss that rugged west coast quite a lot, actually. You know, it's kind of weird. It is, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Isn't it, you do sort of identify with an area, don't you? You sort of, if you've lived in a particular area for a long time, you become familiar with it, and you get to know all your favourite places, I guess. And you know, I just miss the old west coast beaches. Stupid old fool. I was never there on the sunny days. I was never there with the you know, because I'm ginga, mate. When I'm not bald, I'm ginga, and so me and sunburn, you know, we've got to, you know, I got to be very careful about that. So the hot summertime beach scene was never really for me, eh? Because I just get all pink and blistery, and I'd look like an old lobster on the beach. But you know, the old gumboots and jeans and swan dries and motorbikes and fanging down South Beach out of Wanganui there on your old unregistered, unwarranted dirt bikes, popping wheelies over the sand dunes, and you know, or even sneaking up on the seals, or yeah, that's what I miss. Not really your Takapuna beach scene, more like your West Coast beach scene, much more cooler I think. I miss that. You know what I'm saying about that? Do you know the kind of beaches I'm talking about? I'm sure some of you do, you know, like you'll be driving down the beach in your four-wheel drive or your motorcycle or whatever, 2 miles away from anywhere you'll find 2 or 3 Toyota Hiluxes or four-wheel drives, and these guys are setting their long lines out, you know what I mean? And there's, you know, the girls riding their horses along the beach, and there's all the boys riding their motorbikes, and there's some guy over there cutting up some driftwood. You know, there's another bunch of people digging up pippies, and yeah, just a different scene, eh mate? Just a much different scene. But I guess that's what trucking's all about, eh? You get to explore all these different landscapes. I mean, right now we're going through regenerating forest, right? You get to explore all these different landscapes, and you get to take the best of it, and you don't actually get to take anything, you just get to take the memory, you know? That's what they say, isn't it? Take nothing but photographs and leave nothing but footprints. And I just have these really fond memories of those West Coast beaches, and I didn't think I'd miss it, but I used to love going down there with my dogs, and my dogs would be charging around, chasing all the fucking spray, and yeah, I just love it, eh? The wind would get up them and they'd be going mad, running around the sand dunes, and it's just, yeah, a bit different from that Takapuna beach, that's for sure. Anyway, let's truck on, life's good. You know, I've got a history of art that goes back to about 2004, and you know, a bit of a history with activism, successful activism too, I may add. I wasn't just a whinging, moaning asshole. I actually contributed quite a lot and managed to create a lot of influence, so I was very successful with my endeavours. But the whole time I've been doing art and being involved in various creative industries and projects, I've never once had any kind of management or representation, and so it's all entirely been off my own bat, at my own expense, and not once has anybody ever approached me about what I'm doing or what I would like out to do or what I'd expect out of it. I've had absolutely no representation, no administrative people looking over my shoulder or coaching me or encouraging me. I've had nothing. It has just been a solitary process of creating this artwork and putting it out there and continuing to do so over and over and over and over and over again with absolutely no forms of support or encouragement or remuneration or anything. It's been a really bizarre process. It's kind of nuts because they say the pen is more powerful than the sword, so I put that into effect, and I can say hand on heart that that's true. But I can also say hand on heart that there's no way that art can fairly represent the average guy, or that it's more influential than violence, because the media sensationalize violence, but you can create alternatives to it and they mock you for it, and you're punished and you're trashed for it, and yet the objectives that you're fighting for, they become met, but you actually get punished for non-violent strategies. It's really quite a bizarre situation, and when you don't have anybody telling you what to do or to help you through it or to try and negotiate this stuff, it's really quite confusing. But it is what it is. I'm glad I did it. I'd probably do it again. Maybe. For the right person. I don't know if I'd ever fight with artwork again, because although I had great success and was able to achieve my objectives and did a great job, built a beautiful positive from a shitty negative, you know, spread a lot of love around and saved a lot of unnecessary tears. I don't know if the people that I'm fighting against are worth that amount of reason or faith, because in return for my good effort and my good intention, I actually got punished for it. It's kind of weird. I wasn't expecting that. Well, here we are, the Southern Motorway, heading into Auckland. Check out the old Chevy. Oh no, so I'll hold it. Nice. You know, I watch these American vloggers, and it's like almost every day they're driving into somewhere new. You hardly ever see the same place twice. And yet us Kiwi boys, our island is so small that we're just buzzing all over it the whole time. It's kind of weird. Must be really cool to be able to drive for a month and not ever go the same road. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Well, check out these conditions, man. I mean, this sucks. But you know what? I would still rather be trucking in this weather than working outside in it. It's not too bad. Just means it's a little more challenging. You know, things like extending out your braking distances and just being a little bit more, or using a bit more anticipation with the vehicles around you. Like, I don't like this white guy right here, man. I don't know what that's all about. But it is what it is. Anyway, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. We did what we needed to do in Auckland, and we're on our way back out again. It ain't the best. It's quite a murky evening, but you know, it's still kind of warm. Wow, that was a flash looking car. And it's really been a cool mission. I'm really pleased to be able to share this with you. It's really nice actually for me to be able to, you know, be in this truck and let you know how I'm doing. And you know, there's some people online that I've been having some form of correspondence with in one way or another ever since I was on welfare raising my son. And as an activist, it wasn't always you know, easy. So it's really nice for me to be able to give you this update of where I'm at with what I'm doing, with how I'm advancing, how I'm trying to constantly improve and always try and punch above my weight and always try to do better. And you know, I'm really grateful for those people that I've developed these online relationships with, and you know, the weird roundabout way they handle their support and stuff like that. And it's really cool to be able to sit here from the cab of a really nice Freightliner, earning really good money, doing a really good job, and you know, this is such a long way from my kitchen table. So hey, nice riding with you folks, and I'll see you all on the next one, eh? Take care out there wherever you are.